Okay, this is what it's on my repost. It says the black sheep of the family and signing spiritual contracts. Okay, I'm not going to speak so much about the spiritual contract part. I just really wanted to hone in the black sheep of the family being to help break the generational curses within the family. Now, how that could look like a few things, okay? What he was speaking about, when I was first initially was hearing the video, I had already thoughts going in, blah blah blah, and I went to the video, and then but towards the end, he gave some other kind of truth that opened my mind, and yeah. Like, how about, okay, in the beginning when he was speaking, I was already thinking, breaking general curses doesn't ultimately mean that you need to stay there actually helping your family members, wake up, so to say, right? It could actually look like you leaving that family, So then, by the end of the video, he's speaking about how you coming into this world to break general curses, because the signing of the contract, let's just say, the spiritual signing of the contract, your contract was for you to be the woke one, to be the one to break general curses. But the thing is, what if your family, your physical family, the one you were born into, is not the general curses that you're supposed to break? It's others that you're supposed to help to break their generational curses, right? And I found that pretty interesting, because that's solely true. Because I was just gonna say that, you don't have to stay in the thing because that's how it looks like, you could leave and this and that, because you ultimately are at this, let's say vocabulary wise, if you have a big vocabulary wise thing, which I don't, I don't know if you see my videos, but whatever, if you're up here and you're speaking to somebody right here, you could only speak to them at their level. So what happens with this? You kind of lowering your standard speaking, and that's fine. Listen, that is fine, because you're not going to keep speaking to somebody at the level, at your level. You could help them, you're right. You have still knowledge and they have knowledge, wisdom, that you guys could still uplift each other and you guys could lift. But being at that level, when you go down there's some wisdom that you have that you teach them, and then that arises them. But there's a lot of times that they will not get it. They will not get it. They will not get it. And then they look at you like you're the odd one and you're the weird one. And what the hell are you talking about? What do you do? Because they're living on the freaking 3D. That root chakra, it ain't even rooting. It's not rooting. It's not. So, it's just not. So then it got me thinking about, like, so then why be born in that bloodline? Like, why be born in that bloodline if that's not the one you're supposed to be helping breaking the general curses? So it led me to think you needed some of that only being born in that bloodline. Could you have experienced situations? Could you have experienced certain things that molded you in a certain way? Features, strength, learning the bad habits, learning ways that you would not be exposed to, you have been born through a different bloodline. So everything is for a reason. So you were supposed to be born through that bloodline, or those flesh, but not particularly you were supposed to break those generational curses. So you could always try. That's the only thing you could do, is try. And trying means planting a seed, because how he was actually speaking, with signing spiritual contracts, some people sign spiritual contract as vampire energies, whatever you right? So if you sign that contract, if they sign that contract, that's you beating a horse, like you beating a dead horse, like. And all what is happening is they're fulfilling their contract, because as you're trying to help them, they're draining your energy. Their contract is to drain your energy. So you're helping them fulfill their contract. So sometimes you got to move on when you're not seeing any progress. And the thing about it is, when they're in a lower level and you're in a higher level, and I do not mean this like you're above them and anything like that, but I mean consciously, it's just certain things that we're conscious of and they're still not conscious of. So when you kind of divert back down to help them understand, that's fine. But if you're always constantly doing that, what are you doing? You're operating at this level. You can't operate at this level expecting them to understand, because they're going to get lost in the sauce. And like I said, they're gonna be looking at you weird. They're not gonna understand shit. So you have to like lower down so they could get it. And even though if they do get it, it depends their contracts that they sign or their mission, their intent, however you want to call it, that they're gonna use that, you know. So the most things that you could do is plant seeds and be on and go on your way. Go on your way, and you find the people that are when you're in this, they're in that. You know, you find your people so they could uplift you. But the thing is, the people that you would find that are up, it's not in the same way that when you were up and you had to go down to meet them at their level. Why? Because you are elevating, you are evolving, you are retaining the message. So if they're up here and you're getting lost in the sauce because they're talking to you, what you're doing, you're actively trying to get it and stuff. So they have to come down a little bit just so they can help you reach more higher planes. You get me? But the other side, they're not even trying. You get me? They're not even trying. Their intent is to like drain you. Then they're not trying on your benefit. They're getting your benefits, if you know what I mean. So breaking generational curses does not look like you staying and beating that horse. It looks like you getting on that horse and going. You get me? And magnetizing, or you know, just coming across those like-minded people, or people that are wanting, are willing to understand and to learn and to like hear you, and to like for you to nurture them, or whatever it is that you do. You are looking for those people and not necessarily going out looking for them. Like you guys will all align once you let the universe know that, hey, now align me with my spiritual side, now align me with my spiritual tribe, now align me with the evolved part of this whole like universe, or whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish. Just know the black sheep of the family is a black sheep for the family is the odd one out. So odd yourself out and let them be even on their whole mindset. You already planted a seed. Let them do whatever they want with that seed, okay? And you be on your way. Now sometimes it takes for the person, the person that is helping and keeping everything together to get out, so everybody could see, all the people that were glued by you, to see when you leave, to see that you were holding them, that you were keeping them together, right? So now they kind of, since you're out, they kind of have to like figure things out and actually use their brain and actually come up with stuff to keep them going, to keep them going. So you're actually breaking that generational curse, leaving and letting them figure shit out.